If you're receiving SSI benefits, you're about to get a very pleasant surprise this August, and we're talking about potentially $18 in double payments hitting your account. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly when these double payments are arriving, why they're happening, and what major political developments could impact your Social Security benefits for years to come. Plus, I'll reveal what Senator Elizabeth Warren's emergency meeting with the Social Security Commissioner means for every American relying on these programs. Welcome back to Financial Area, where we keep you informed about every dollar that affects your financial future. If this information helps you stay ahead of important Social Security updates, smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on, because timing is everything when it comes to your benefits. Let's start with the news that's got everyone talking. The confirmed double Social Security payments coming this August. The Social Security Administration has officially announced that SSI recipients will receive 2 payments in August 2025, and here's exactly how this works. Your first payment will arrive on August 1st, just like any normal month. But here's where it gets interesting. You'll receive a second payment on August 29th. Now, before you get too excited thinking this is free money, let me explain what's really happening here. That second payment on August 29th is actually your September payment arriving early. Why is this happening? It all comes down to Labor Day. September 1st falls on a Monday this year, which is Labor Day, a federal holiday. Since government offices are closed and banks don't process payments on federal holidays, the Social Security Administration is required to send out September payments before the holiday weekend. That's why you're getting it on August 29th instead. So what? Does this mean for your bank account? If you're receiving the maximum SSI benefit, which is currently $943 for individuals, you could see up to $1,886 in August alone. For couples receiving the maximum benefit of $1,415, that's $2,830 in 1 month. And for those receiving additional state supplements or other combined benefits, some recipients could indeed see amounts approaching that $4,018 figure we mentioned. Now, this is crucial to understand. This isn't extra money. You're not getting a bonus or an increase in your benefits. You're simply receiving 2 months' worth of payments in August because of the holiday schedule. This means you won't receive another payment until October 1st, so it's important to budget accordingly. If you're used to receiving your payment on the 1st of every month, make sure your bank account is ready for this schedule change. The payment will show up just like your regular deposit, but seeing 2 payments in 1 month might be confusing if you're not expecting it. Keep track of these dates: August 1st for your regular August payment, and August 29th for your early September payment. While we're talking about these payments, there's a much bigger conversation happening in Washington that could affect every single Social Security recipient, and it's getting heated. Democratic leaders are taking a completely new approach to how they talk about Social Security and Medicare, and it could change everything. For decades, politicians have called Social Security and Medicare entitlement programs. But Democratic leaders are now rejecting that language entirely. They're calling these earned benefits instead, and this isn't just about words, it's about strategy. By changing how we talk about these programs, Democrats are trying to change how Americans think about them. Senator Chuck Schumer recently made this crystal clear when he said, "These aren't handouts or entitlements. These are benefits that working Americans have paid into their entire careers. Every paycheck, every year of work, every dollar deducted from your pay, that money earned you these benefits." This messaging shift is deliberate and powerful. The Democratic strategy goes beyond just protecting current benefits. They're actually pushing for enhancements to Social Security. We're talking about increasing monthly payments, expanding coverage, and ensuring the program remains fully funded for genes, rations. This is a direct response to what they see as Republican threats to cut these programs. And those threats are real. Multiple Republican proposals have suggested raising the retirement age, reducing benefits for higher earners, and implementing means testing that could affect millions of current recipients. Democrats are betting that voters will punish any politician who tries to cut Social Security or Medicare, and they're probably right. Here's why this matters for your wallet. If Democrats succeed in framing this debate around earned benefits rather than government spending, it becomes much harder for anyone to justify cuts. When people think of Social Security as something they've earned through decades of work, rather than government charity, they're going to fight a lot harder to protect it. The political implications are massive. Republicans who support Social Security cuts are finding themselves in increasingly difficult positions, especially in swing states with large populations of retirees and near retirees. Democrats are already planning to make Social Security protection a centerpiece of upcoming elections, and early polling suggests this strategy could be devastatingly effective. But protection isn't enough for Democratic leaders. They want expansion. We're hearing proposals for across-the-board benefit increases, elimination of the cap on Social Security taxes for high earners, and even discussions about lowering the retirement age for certain workers. These aren't just campaign promises, there's serious legislative work happening behind the scenes. The Medicare connection is equally important here. Democrats are linking Social Security and Medicare together as a package deal. Touch one, and you're attacking both. This creates an even stronger political shield around both programs, because the coalition of Americans who depend on either Social Security or Medicare is enormous, and they vote. This brings us to some urgent news that every Social Security recipient needs to know about. Senator Elizabeth Warren has scheduled an emergency meeting with Social Security Commissioner Frank Bizzinato, and the issues they're discussing could directly impact your benefits and services. Warren's office announced that this meeting is specifically focused on what they're calling a service crisis. At the Social Security Administration, we're talking about significant delays in processing applications, answering phone calls, and handling routine benefit questions. If you've tried to contact Social Security recently and experienced long wait times or difficulty getting answers, you're not alone. This is a systemic problem. The staffing situation at Social Security offices across the country has reached critical levels. Field offices are operating with skeleton crews, phone centers are overwhelmed, and processing times for everything from disability applications to benefit verifications have stretched from weeks to months in some cases. Here's what this means for you right now. If you need to update your information, apply for benefits, or resolve any issues with your account, expect delays. The Social Security Administration is processing applications and handling routine business, but everything is taking longer than it should. Senator Warren's meeting with Commissioner Bizzinato isn't just about complaints, it's about solutions. Warren's office has indicated they'll be pushing for emergency funding to hire more staff, extend office hours, and improve the technology systems that handle benefit processing. They're also demanding specific timelines for improvement and regular progress reports. The timing of this meeting is significant because it comes right as we're seeing these double payments in August. The last thing anyone wants is for recipients to have problems accessing their benefits or getting answers about these payments. Warren's intervention suggests that Democratic leaders are taking these service issues seriously and are willing to apply political pressure to get results. What should you do if you're experiencing delays or problems with Social Security services? First, document everything. Keep records of when you called, who you spoke with, and what you were told. If you're not getting responses to your inquiries, contact your representative's office. They have dedicated staff who can help navigate Social Security issues. Second, be patient, but persistent. The workers at Social Security offices are doing their best with limited resources, but that doesn't mean you should accept unreasonable delays. If you're not getting answers within reasonable timeframes, escalate your concerns. The long-term outlook here depends largely on political action. If Warren's meeting results in emergency funding and staffing increases, we could see improvements in service levels within months. But if this becomes a prolonged political battle, recipients might continue experiencing delays and frustrations. There's also a broader question about Social Security Administration funding that ties back to those political battles we discussed earlier. Adequate funding for the Social Security Administration isn't just about paying benefits. It's about having enough staff and resources to deliver those benefits efficiently. When politicians talk about government spending cuts, Social Security Administration operations often get caught in the crossfire. The good news is that there's bipartisan agreement that Social Security recipients deserve timely, efficient service. Even politicians who disagree about benefit levels generally agree that the system should work properly for current recipients. Warren's meeting could be the catalyst for improvements that benefit everyone who interacts with the Social Security system. As we wrap up today's update, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. These double payments in August are just the beginning of what could be a very significant period for Social Security. Between the political battles over benefit protection and expansion, the service improvements that might come from Warren's intervention, and the ongoing debates about long-term funding, there's a lot happening that could affect your benefits. The most important thing you can do right now is stay informed and stay engaged. These aren't abstract political debates. They're discussions about your financial security and your ability to access the benefits you've earned. When politicians talk about Social Security reform, they're talking about your monthly payments. When they discuss service improvements, they're talking about your ability to get help when you need it. I want to encourage all of you to take some time this week to do something you enjoy in your local community. Whether that's visiting a farmer's market, taking a walk in a local park, or just spending time with friends and family, Remember that your well-being matters beyond just the financial aspects we discuss here. Taking care of yourself is just as important as staying informed about your benefits. These Social Security updates affect millions of Americans, and the decisions being made in Washington right now will impact benefit recipients for years to come. By staying informed and engaged, you're not just protecting your own interests, you're part of a larger conversation about how we take care of working Americans who've earned their benefits through decades of contribution. If today's information helped you understand what's coming with your Social Security benefits, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. We'll continue following these developments closely and bringing you the latest updates as they happen. Drop a comment below and let us know if you have questions about the August double payments or any of the political developments we discussed. Thanks for watching Financial Area, and I'll see you in the next update.